This is Andy Periban for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by Josh Buatsi out here in New York. Josh, how are you?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool, thank you. To welcome you to New York yourself. It's my first time here, actually, man. But I'm blessed, man. I'm cool. Happy to be here.
First time in New York at all, despite the numerous amateur trips that you would have been on?
Yeah, imagine everywhere I travelled around the world. We travelled to a lot of places, but we never ever came to the United States. It's my first time in the actual United States. I was in Miami about a week ago. Actually, I came from Miami. I was in Miami for a whole week, and I came to New York today. And yeah, this is it, man. 5 days to go to showtime.
Talk to me about the experience that you expect Saturday night to deliver walking out at Madison Square Garden.
Listen, man, we can do a lot of talking, but we'll never know till that bell goes. But I'm fighting a quite experienced opponent. He's been in the previous world champions. He's moved up the weight, so he's only put on 3 kilos because that's the limit between super middle and light heavy. So it's not much, but bags of experience, and I'm sure he's gonna try and maneuver himself within the ring with that experience. But my job is to obviously go in there, cut his work short, and make sure I come out victorious.
Talk to me about Periban then. You dive straight in there. A bit of a surprise when he was announced because of the fact that he hasn't fought for the last 2 years. What is your knowledge of him as a fighter?
As far as BoxRec provides, man, that's kind of what I look into about fighters. So he, like I said, he's there's Ruiz there. We're about the same height, He's a lot bigger than me though. But sorry, back to the question. So what it provides is that he's been in with a lot of previous world champions. He's lost the fight. He's been with some good fighters. That's all I can actually say. He's actually been with some good fighters, and he's beaten some and he's fallen short to some. That's literally all I can say about him.
Have you studied any of his fights at all?
Again, I've watched about the first round, middle round, the last round to see what he's like. Have I studied it? I can't say I've studied it, but again, I'll get in there and I know what's in front of me. I know what I've got to deal with.
Given the fact it's obviously been 2 years since his last fight, do you think that ring rust will make a big difference for him on Saturday night?
I hope it does. I hope everything doesn't go his way. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure he's prepared. He probably may have even had fights that we're not aware of, or that Boxer doesn't even provide. But he's taken the fight. The fight is on, man. There's not much to say or to think about it.
Talk about your ambitions for the rest of the year. Obviously, last time out we saw you pick up the vacant British title with another terrific performance against Liam Conroy. Where do you see the year progressing for yourself?
Hard to say, man. All I see right now is Saturday night. I've got to get the job done on Saturday night before I look forward. I haven't thought about any other fights or any other opportunities. Get Saturday out of the way, then a few days after I may be able to give you answers. But as of now, it's all Saturday. Yeah, it's all Saturday.
Just talk to me as well then about the main event, AJ versus Andy Ruiz. I know you said he just walked in down there. If you move up to heavyweight, you never know if you can fill out a bit. You said you're the same height.
I'm skinny, man. Look at me, I'm mager. But it'll be a good fight, To be fair with you, for a small man, he can fight. He's got quick hands. He's obviously confident. They've taken the fight. He's going to do everything within his will to make sure he wins. But Josh will get the job done. He's obviously prepared for it as well. So for me personally, it's only going one way. But again, like I said, we never know till the bell rings.
What do you make of Andy Ruiz as a late replacement for Jerome Milan? The situation that AJ found himself in, having to swap opponent midway through camp, and the naturally, obviously, the negative reaction to it all.
For me, it's personally hard to comment. I don't really watch a lot of heavyweight boxing of this generation, so it's hard for me to speak about whether he's legitimately a good opponent or not. It's really hard for me to say. The highlights that I've seen, it looks like he can fight. He's got hands, he's got quick hands. So for me, it's a dangerous fight for Josh. Every fight is dangerous, so I can't pinpoint say this is specifically a dangerous fight. Do you know what I mean? But he can fight. He's taken the fight, and I'm sure he's confident he's going to win it. But it's hard for me to talk about. It is.
And Callum Smith defending his super middleweight title for the first time. Someone who down the line, if he does move up, may be another opponent for yourself.
Do you know what's ironic about that? He went to the 2016 Olympics at light heavyweight, the guy that he's fighting, but he lost to the Brazilian in the prelims. But if he moves up and we cross paths, we cross paths. I'm not really watching people, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, that's the thing. I've got to concentrate on what I'm doing and to make sure that come Saturday night, I perform and I do what is expected.
Before I do let you jet off, just wanted to get your thoughts on the pending announcement of Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev.
Like you said, it's pending, man. We're all waiting for it. If it happens, let me know. I'll watch it. But as of now, I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm sure they're doing what they're doing, man, and that's cool. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. I got to concentrate on me, and I'm sure he's concentrating on himself.
How would you rate Anthony's chances against Sergey Kovalev? Do you think he's caught him at just the right time of his career?
I think 2 hands, 2 legs. Everyone's got 2 hands, everyone's got 2 legs. There's always a chance. You get in the ring and then we see what happens. So it's hard to call, man.
Well, Josh Buatsi, I know you're going to have other people waiting to speak to you, so I'll catch up with you later in the week. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you, man. Cheers.
Cheers, Josh.